Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to be filming this video to talk to you guys about cleanliness in a kitchen and how I cleaned up my act into staying clean in a kitchen. Now, no surprise here, but like when you first start working in a kitchen, you're probably going to be pretty damn dirty. You're probably not going to be the cleanest person. You tend to not be clean when you first start working in a kitchen. And that's okay. How else are you going to learn? You only learn by doing it, right? And then continuously doing it. So now when I'm working, I can't not work in a clean section. Just because like I feel weird. I don't know. It's weird. And also just working over a dirty surface sucks. Just cross contamination, there's just a bunch of shit. Just not the best thing to do. So, my chef at the time, I worked for this restaurant called Bone Island Grill House, and now that I don't work for these restaurants anymore, I'm completely open to talk about them. So I don't work there anymore. Great place, love working for Bone Island. I helped them on and off for like 3 years. It was a great first restaurant that I ever worked. First like real restaurant. I worked at Subway when I was younger, when I was in high school, but like working in a real restaurant where I started out as dish. So when I finally got the prep job, I was very dirty. And I made a lot of cornbread, for example. So this day was just, he was just on my ass, the chef there. He was on my ass. He's still the chef. He's the owner of the restaurant. He's great. I love him. He's a great guy. He taught me a lot. Definitely taught me discipline, that's for sure. But he was just like, I had a dirty rag on my station, like right next in my. I was cutting squash that morning. I remember I was cutting squash that morning, and he was like, "What the fuck are you doing with this dirty rag touching my clean ass food?" And he fucking throws the rag right into the trash can. I was like, "My bad, chef. I'm sorry." I was like, I should have done better. And then he was like, "You damn right," and then walks away. And that's where the starting point of that night went. And as a cook, taking a hit like that when you're trying to impress the chef the entire time, you definitely feel like shit. Like, for real. Like, if you're definitely passionate about what you do and you're like enjoying learning every day, you're kind of feeling like crap, for sure. And you're definitely thinking about it the rest of the night. So later that night, I was cooking cornbread on the fly because we ran out. My fault. New to the station, not making it ahead. Whatever. Ran out of cornbread. Making it on the fly. So the minute cornbread comes out, you need to let it cool, or it's gonna like just fall apart. It doesn't stay together that well. So we're cutting this cornbread on my station, and he sees these black marks. These black like char on the bottom of the cornbread. And that's because I didn't clean the cast irons before throwing them back in the oven. And he was like, "God damn it. We can't use it." Because, char is good on things, but this was like burnt. Like, this was on the bottom of a cast iron pan that you preheat in the oven at like 450 degrees for a while. Actually, it was 325 actually, because cooking corn, like, you don't want to burn that cornbread. It was 325, but still. So the crumbs that from the cornbread before that was in the oven burnt, and then I poured more cornbread mix in it, and then, like, because you want to pull out the hot cast iron, you pour your cornbread mix in it, and then you throw it back in the oven. You cook it for about 35 minutes, and then you pull it back out, and it's cooked. And you need to let it sit. So we didn't let it sit because we needed it on the fly, and, my chef was very good with his knife, and it looked perfect when he did it. Now, I fucking destroyed it. It fell apart in my hands. But anyway, we throw it away, and we just had to 86 it temporarily. And, that's my fault. And, yeah. He starts scraping one of the cast irons, and he's making this big fucking mess. Big. And, that's the chef's right. He can make a mess and then make you clean it up. Like, he's the boss. He's the chef. You got to do it. So he's like, "I need you to do that to all these cast irons." He's scraping them with a 5-way and getting all the burnt fucking cornbread out. So end of the story, I learned to be clean because first off, I was dirty, and then second off, cleaning up after my boss, I tend to want to do that less. So he was trying to teach me a lesson. It was in there. Like, it was like a big jab at me that I need to stay clean. That's why he left me the mess. Because after I grew, like, he would clean up his mess. Like, he wouldn't just do that. But, he was pissed off at me. So, he had every right to do so and to teach me a lesson. So, yeah, that was one of the first big times I learned to be clean. I could tell you another one, just because staying clean is very important. So, when I grew and I made it to grill, I started working with the proteins more, and I started to clean fish, at this restaurant we weren't cleaning whole fish. We were getting like a halves, so I was cleaning the skin off salmon. And you need to you gotta be clean when you're working with any protein. First off, cross-contamination. That's a fucking big no-no with proteins. Like, if my fucking burger touches this salmon, or if my chicken touches all this, dude, it's cross-contaminated. Now, I mean, obviously, I'd eat it at home, but, what if somebody's allergic to something, or, they can't, or they're vegan, and it touches the veggies or something, just all these different things. So, anyway, working with salmon, you gotta stay clean. I'd do a little slice on the tail, and then I'd wrap my towel around it, so that way I'm able to pull. Like, I'd cut a little slit in the tail, I'd cut the tail, and then I'd cut a slit where I cut, so then I'd run the towel and my finger through it, so I'm holding the skin. This is the stuff going in the trash can. And then I just ran my knife right through it, and first off, if you don't have a clean knife, you're not going to have a straight shot of going right through that salmon. Or right through that skin. You're going to go all jagged, and it's going to be ugly and gross and shitty compared to being clean. And then storing it properly, you want to make sure your containers are clean, because if it's not, then you're going to have food and dirty dishwater or whatever that was in that pan in your salmon as well. These are just things you got to think of when you're working with proteins. It's just kind of a bigger deal. Overall, it's a big deal in general, staying clean. But, with your proteins, that's people are spending real money. And if things aren't cooked properly, there's already risks. And then you're just adding more risks on top of it. So, yeah, I had to clean a lot of salmon. I don't particularly know. I didn't get in trouble or anything. I just realized that I needed to be cleaner after the first time of doing it myself. So, nothing went wrong particularly. I just learned that, by myself, which is always, you're going to do that too, working in a kitchen. You're just going to realize little things that make your life easier as you go. But yeah, so staying clean is the way to go, guys. End the story. That's it. Stay clean. If you're not, you suck. But you can get better, and you can learn. Why are you sitting like that? That's my video on being clean, Autumn's clean. Look at her. Yeah, we stay clean in the kitchen. It's the best thing to do. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little one-to-one with everyone. Like I said, you're going to learn a lot as you go. And it's okay if you mess up, because how else are you going to learn? And people might ride your ass about it. That's just how it is. Sorry. This industry is not easy. You don't go into it thinking it's going to be easy. And if you do, you're crazy. You should get out of that mindset. You should always think you're going to learn. Your goal every day should be to learn something new when you're working in a kitchen. Just because there's just so much. Even if it's something little. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to give the video a like. Subscribe to my channel, Sizzle and Simmer, and I really appreciate all of you. You guys take it easy. Peace out.
りたい